What is up, guys? I'm Cody, the dude of cinema. Thank you for joining me today. Here's Paul Edwards from DC World. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing good, thank you, Cody. Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining me. We're here to talk some DC stuff today. We're going to be talking the DC movie slate as well as some Justice League stuff from the trailer. We got a great trailer at Comic-Con, so we're just going to be talking about some theories we might have and, just speculating, as that's what these trailers are for. And we're going to go ahead and end this video off with talking about some of the Flash trailer that we got at Comic-Con, because there's some cool stuff to talk about there, and I'm really excited for Season 4 because the show has been amazing this far.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. So, to kick things off, we're going to start talking about the DC movie slate and with what's coming out. Excuse me for looking down, I'm just reading some notes of what's coming.
Same here. I'll be looking down too, so...
There's been a lot of changes, isn't there? So what was coming to what's coming, and there's
for sure
more coming. So I might start talking about, well, obviously, Justice we're going to talk about at the end, because that's coming up in a couple of months.
Yes.
I'm going to start talking, as you say, the next movie coming up. He's probably filming, it's going to be Shazam, either end of the year or next year. Obviously, not a lot of casting news there yet.
Yeah, that's what was surprising to me, yeah. Because we haven't, when they said that was going to be the next movie to go into production, they threw a curveball a little bit, because... like you said, we haven't gotten any casting yet. The only casting we've gotten is Dwayne as The Rock, or The Rock as, Black Adam. That's pretty much all we've gotten up to this point. So, it's really... I don't really know. Does that mean we could maybe see him in Justice League? It's weird that this is the next movie. They're like, okay, we're going to start this movie next, It's being directed by David F. Sandberg, who directed Annabelle, Lights Out. I'm confident he's a great director, so I'm really confident in that. They said this movie's going to be very light in tone, which I think is good. It fits Shazam's character because he is that kind of lighthearted, more easygoing kind of hero. But it's just it really does surprise me. Does that mean they already have a cast? Does that mean they already have him cast? What do you think?
It's like with the Rock teasing all this stuff with Henry Cavill and Superman.
Exactly.
I do think we're going to get to see Superman in that at some point, or a little scene they keep talking about. So who would you cast as Shazam? This still goes on in my head, because I would have cast The Rock as him when he turns into him, but it's just like they've cast him as Black Adam. So who else could be that powerful on that sort of side? In my head, I ain't got a clue who they're going to pick yet.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really know an actor that I could just be like, I could see him playing Shazam. When they cast The Rock as Black Adam, I was like, that's perfect. that is perfect casting. He's got the build, he's got the look. He can pull off that menacing personality that Black Adam has. But with Shazam, it's I don't really think you need someone that's as big as The Rock. But obviously it's someone that needs to have a big build, obviously. Someone who can look the part. I know some people were saying that Armie Hammer might be Shazam. I know, wasn't The Rock supporting Armie Hammer as Shazam, or someone like that as Shazam? And
I think they all do. I think they're just playing around with a lot of us fans. They just go on there one day and think, let's tease people.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Green Lantern, and it was all this stuff. So
honestly, I see Armie Hammer more as a Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Personally, I could totally see him as Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and not so much as Shazam. Maybe if you packed on about 30 pounds of muscle, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know why they're waiting for this casting announcement, because since they're starting the production soon, I'm assuming they have a cast already. So they have a cast. So I'm just really intrigued to see who they cast for this role, because it's going to be very interesting. And you made an interesting point as well when you said we could see Superman in that movie. And I really think that would be cool to see him as kind of like a mentor character for Billy, as he is that new hero, just kind of like how Batman is for Barry. He's kind of like that mentor, the person who's been doing it for a little while now. He kind of knows what he's doing. So it's going to be really interesting to see, and I really think that's going to be a moment for Henry Superman to really shine. I noticed another change here to the lid. There's a couple different changes. Obviously, we have Batgirl in there. We have Justice League Dark in there. The Flash movie's now Flashpoint, which is really awesome. I love Flashpoint. It's one of the best DC Elseworld stories, so I'm really, really excited that they're bringing that story to life. Yeah, it's going to be amazing, especially since we have Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. I think that's why Zack might have cast him as Thomas Wayne, because he had that plan, because, think about it. He played the comedian, played it perfectly. Thomas Wayne is just an aggressive Batman, uses guns, doesn't really care. Jeffrey Dean Morgan just fits that like a glove.
Yeah, he could, really good.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see that. And I really think, because obviously the Flashpoint in the Flash TV show was a little different. It wasn't the comic Flashpoint. It was like their own Flashpoint. So I really think that Warner Brothers is going to take this moment to really capitalize on that and actually give us a comic accurate Flashpoint story. What do you think?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Just to see that in the live action, and I'm just thinking of all the effects and the story, but in live action. And the cartoon, the movie is pretty good anyway, but just seeing that on the big screen, some people said like a Comic-Con the other week, like, oh, we've already seen Flashpoint. It was like Mark Bernard, Smith's like partner on Fat Man or Batman, saying, well, do we need to see Flashpoint again? We've had the cartoon movie, we've had Flashpoint in the Flash last season, and I argued it. I said, like, yeah, to see this in a movie for people that have not seen this, it'd be great, just like a great story to see all on the big screen, and I think it'll work.
Yeah, I agree with you. I disagree with that guy. I mean, like I said, the Flashpoint in the Flash TV show wasn't even Flashpoint. It was their own version of Flashpoint. It was still good, and it gave us some great emotional moments as well, but I mean, it wasn't the Flashpoint from the animated movie. And yeah, that is an animated movie. You're right. General audiences, most of them wouldn't have seen that animated movie, at least in my opinion, because it's not like, one of the most well-known in that regard, and in terms of like a broader audience. Obviously, a lot of the comic fans know that, and it's one of their favorite stories. But a lot of general audiences aren't familiar with it. So bringing like a comic accurate Flashpoint to this, to the big screen would be awesome. We would get to see Reverse Flash. We would get to see Thomas Wayne Batman. We would get to see Martha Wayne Joker. I mean, we would get to see, what else? We would get to see Aquaman, a very different side to Aquaman and Wonder Woman. So, I mean, it would be a really, really cool story to see on the big screen, personally, for me.
Yeah. And by then, we would have had the Wonder Woman, and you'd have had Aquaman out next year anyway by then. So their characters would be established. So you'll see like the good version of them. So to see this other twist, it'd be great as a DC fan to see them act differently and see how they play the role a bit differently.
Exactly. Well. Yeah, that's a great point, and you're right. And then also for the general audience as well, they'll be like, "Whoa, this looks so different from the normal Aquaman that we saw in Justice League and in the movie." And wonder with this, whoa, that's Wonder Woman. I want to go check that out. That looks crazy. So that's going to be cool. It's just the one aspect of Flashpoint that I feel is going to be a little difficult for them to bring to life on the big screen is the Superman aspect. Just because of how scrawny he is and everything like that, I feel like they would kind of have to do a Captain America thing, what they did with Chris Evans' head on that body. And to me, I mean, even when you watch it just looks kind of goofy. And like, I just don't know if like that's the technique they would have to use. Like, I just can't see that, So I don't know, but I really can't wait to see that movie come, to the big screen, because it's going to be really awesome. So what are some of the other movies that you're excited for on this DC slate? I mean, we got Green Lantern Corps, we got Wonder Woman 2.
Big ones, like Gotham City Sirens.
Yes.
Batman, all of them. That's just like, to see all them, and if they're going to keep the same characters as well, and they can keep their contracts to the roles, brilliant.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, because I know that Jeff Johns said that he really wanted to expand on the Bat family, so I think they're going to pay a lot of attention to the Batman trilogy and the character, because they have so many opportunities to bring so many characters to life in their own way. I mean, I would really love to see, maybe like Court of Owls, Red Hood. I would love to see a movie just Ben Affleck's Batman, Jared Leto's Joker, just head to head. Just psychological warfare, you know what I mean? Just how the Joker likes to do it. He likes to break Batman mentally.
In the Dark Knight, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like their version of obviously not trying to copy the Dark Knight, but just let Jared Leto's Joker shine, because he didn't. A lot of people are comparing him to Heath, and I just think that's unfair, because Heath had an entire movie. I mean, that was dedicated to his character, where the Joker in Suicide Squad was more just kind of like a wild card, did his own thing. So, I mean, Leto. I mean, in my opinion, he embodied the Joker almost perfectly. And in turn, like, if I saw a comic book Joker being brought to life on a screen, that's how I would see it, in my eyes personally. I mean, you don't know what he's going to do. He's unpredictable. He's psychotic. And Jared Leto really just gave that persona off really well. But also, Gotham City Sirens, so excited to see that. We get to see Poison Ivy, Catwoman. Who else is it? Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn. That's going to be awesome.
And whatever else might turn up in there as well, you just don't know. They like to put these surprises in there and start seeing a few other characters, so it's quite exciting to see that.
Yeah, and how do you feel about David Ayer just shutting up all the haters on Twitter? Everybody just giving him crap for Suicide Squad and all this kind of stuff. Him backing out of the Scarface reboot. What do you feel about? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think when Suicide Squad come out, they was under a lot of pressure because it was a new film. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay, but I did want to see more of the Joker and all that side of the story. I think it was a bit mishmash. It weren't. I think to me it felt like they rushed that film to get it out. And
I totally agree.
It was brilliant and that, but I just think maybe that was rushing. There was a bit of pressure he had there. Great fun filming it, but just maybe now because of everything that happened after the backlash and everything, he's decided to move forward with something else. So, but yeah, I like to see Suicide Squad 2, and I think they could get a more concrete story in the next one.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, you made some great points there. I think that they honestly, if David Ayer, even with Gotham City Sirens, he can go nowhere but up. I mean, I really think he learned all of his lessons that he felt he needed to learn from Suicide Squad. I mean, like you said, I agree with you. The third act got a little jumbled. With the whole Enchantress dancing thing, I didn't really like that part. That was the one thing I didn't really care about, and care for, like the whole portal in the sky thing. That I don't know. It just felt, like you said, felt very rushed. It kind of felt like they were trying to make it like DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? Just just like very interesting atmosphere, kind of like what I mean. A group of misfits, and I mean it had its great moments. Don't get me wrong. I mean, in my eyes, it's a good character piece. You really got behind a lot of the characters in the movie. You understood their motivations. You felt for them, especially, like El Diablo, with that whole scenario with his family, Deadshot, all that. I mean, the characters, the characters were well realized. I mean, David Ayer really nailed that part. But I just think that making the Enchantress the villain wasn't the best move. But like I said, they have everywhere to go. They can go up from here. I think they learned their lessons. I think especially with Gotham City Sirens, I think that David Ayer he's going to write a more contained story, because he even said that he wanted to make the Joker, if he could go back and do Suicide Squad again, he would make the Joker the main villain. He would write a more grounded story. So I mean, I think he's going into Gotham City Sirens with that in mind, making it a much more contained story, and I think that's the best route to go for sure.
Yeah, fingers crossed we get it eventually in a few years.
Yeah. So, and then also we got the Green Lantern Corps. How you feel about that? Because we got the tease in the Justice League trailer, no lanterns. How you feel about seeing another Green Lantern?
No, I'd like to see it. I think with the Ryan, I'd see the original one with Ryan Reynolds. I didn't mind it. I thought it was good when seeing it at the cinema. I enjoyed that, and I hoped more was going to come from the universe then, and it never. And obviously, maybe because they had all this being planned. With Henry, there was Man of Steel, and then these have now come off, and it's got big again. Mm-hmm. So maybe. No, I think it's time they could, especially with the effects and everything now, for the Green Lantern, like you see Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff, so for the Green Lantern now, I think, his time's here, and it won't just be one of them, you're going to see Hal Jordan and the rest of them, so I think, now I think it's a good time for another Green Lantern movie in the next couple of years to finally turn up now, so I'm hoping we still see him in the Justice League.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, at this point, the fans are yearning for another Green Lantern. I mean, they're really looking for one that's done well. I mean, honestly, I agree with you. The Ryan Reynolds one wasn't terrible to me. I can watch it and still have fun with it. I mean, the whole Parallax thing and the villain, I mean, it kind of got jumbled a little bit at the end. But, I don't think it's as bad as people, say it is. That's just me personally. I don't think it's great, but it's not bad. I think Ryan Reynolds was a great cast for it. But yeah, I think that we will see him in Justice League. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Steppenwolf already mentioned him. He said no lanterns. I think that we definitely will see one. I remember reading somewhere, I don't remember if it was confirmed or someone who was attached to the project, but I remember reading somewhere that someone saying we're going to see a Green Lantern in Justice League in the third act, just not the way we think or that we know. So my interpretation of that is it's not going to be a human Green Lantern. I feel like it might be like Abin Sur. Like in my in-depth review, I said that he might come in the third act, might get killed in battle, which leads to Hal getting his ring. Because I think that at this point, there's not going to be a human lantern just yet. There's not going to be a protector of Sector 2814. That's why he says no lanterns, because I feel, obviously, they've encountered the Lantern Corps in the past. So what do you think about that? Do you think that maybe they encountered them, in the ancient past and, wiped them out? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Same as with Wonder Woman. I think they've encountered them before. They've had their battles, and now their time's come. Kal-El's not here, or they think he's not here.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, Green Lantern's not here yet, but maybe with whatever happens, I do think by the ending we'll see the next Green Lantern in this. Well, I'm hoping we do anyway. This is how I'm picturing the Green Lantern's turning up at the end, and then that's going to go on to Justice League 2.
Yeah.
He's the member. Brilliant. That's what I'm picturing.
No, I totally agree with you. I think you're spot on. I think that they are going to introduce Green Lantern in Justice League. I mean, knowing Zach, like he loves these characters, and he knows that Green Lantern is a founding member. He knows that fans love Green Lantern, so I think that him and Terrio and the team, they found a really good way to incorporate the core into the story. I personally think that Steppenwolf and his army, or Darkseid and his army, you know, just the new gods, they encountered the core however long ago. I think they almost wiped them out, so that's why they've been kind of incognito. That's why nobody's seen him. Steppenwolf's like, no, there's no lanterns. We haven't seen any lanterns. There's no Themyscirans. You know, like, obviously, they know there's Themyscirans. They know to be wary of Themyscirans, and, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, because the ancient... Yeah, like, they know that he doesn't know about Batman. I don't think he knows about any of the other metahumans besides the Lantern Corps, the Kryptonians, and the Themyscirans. So, and it's interesting that he said no Kryptonian, because does that mean that they've encountered Kryptonians in the past as well, like on Krypton?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Is that
really listen to it, and then you start getting little clues. When you watch it back, you think, maybe there's some story in this.
Yeah, like, because he said no Kryptonian. So does that mean? I mean, obviously, I think that this goes back to Man of Steel, and like when Zod said that Cal was, you know, he triggered Zod. His beacon triggered Zod. So could his beacon have triggered, you know, Darkseid? Or, I mean, obviously Lex triggered it.
Cool, like they did in Batman v Superman, where, you know, when they done the scene back from Man of Steel with Bruce driving down the street, and it was that his view of the ship crashing. Yeah. But I think it would be good in the Justice League if they've done something like that again, something from Man of Steel showing that happening. And then get this couple of minutes scene of something happening from Krypton that when he was getting sent or whatever activated there, and he sees
like
to see that again.
Like seeing that beacon actually get activated, but from their perspective, like from the new god's perspective. Yeah, that would be really cool to like throw it. Yeah, that would be awesome. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that would be interesting to see too, because I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know if that's how he knows about, you know, Cal or the Kryptonians, or maybe he encountered them on Krypton. I'm not sure, but it's just they're so good at cutting together their trailers, because there's so much to speculate about. You know, it's crazy, and like, we'll save that for when we talk about the Justice League part of it. But one of the last ones I wanted to talk about was obviously Batgirl and Wonder Woman 2. Batgirl, we know Joss Whedon's working on it. How do you feel about that? Joss Whedon coming in and being a part of the DCEU.
No, I like him, and for him to get a chance to do one of our movies from this side, should I say, like, to get a DC movie. No, I think it'd be good. He'd do it really well. I think I don't think we could picture probably what he's going to do with this one, or used to everything else he's doing. So I think with the DC and that, no, I think it could be really good. I think it could be a completely different version to what we might be picturing that could be coming to.
Yeah.
How he's going to envision it. I think, it's going to be a good surprise, that one.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, Joss Whedon, obviously he's really good with dialogue. He's really good with his characters. I mean, he's a good director. I'm not one of those people that hates on him. I love the way he directs. I mean, he directs action really well. He's really good with the banter between his characters. And I know, like we were saying earlier, Jeff Johns really wants to expand on the Bat family, so I'm sure he's been in contact with Joss on how to incorporate the Bat family in, start expanding that world with Batgirl even more. You know what I mean? Showing, Batgirl, maybe we might even get to see a Nightwing, anything like that. That would be really cool. But yeah, I mean, we don't know what material Joss is taking inspiration from. We don't know what kind of suit she's going to have, because we know that, Zach took his inspiration from the Dark Knight Returns bat suit, which is amazing. I love it. So, I mean, I'm not really familiar with Batgirl, so I'm not really sure what fans consider her more iconic designs, maybe like the animated series. I can't really see her, with the short cape design. Obviously, they're going to have like the longer cowl and stuff. But I just don't know. What do you think? Like, how do you think the design's going to be? Do you think they're going to maybe try to go for something that's similar to the aesthetic of Ben's Batman, or are they going to do something different to make her more, her own?
I hope they don't do nothing like they did in Batman Forever and made it a bit
some bat nipples.
nipples and stuff.
Oh man.
I think they'll do it. How to word it? Not a darker way, but maybe because all the costumes have been amazing, especially like Aquaman and stuff. No, I think to see the costume, I think they'll probably do a little bit. I know they're trying to keep a lot to the comic books, but they'll change it. They'll have some fancy design in there.
Yeah, of course.
Might have a couple of colours maybe the outer, and I don't know. I have to wait and see.
Yeah, because like I don't know if they're gonna go for like a more armored look, or if they're gonna go with like a more textured suit like Ben's, like I don't know what kind of story they're gonna be telling, what story, specifically from Batgirl or the Bat family, stories that they're gonna be telling. So I mean, I feel like this is the biggest question mark. but it's a good question mark. Like, I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued with how this project's going to come together. I'm really excited to see it. And then obviously Justice League Dark. We have Justice League Dark, but we don't know too much about that yet. So there's not really much discussion there because we don't really have any castings, anything like that. We know that Guillermo del Toro, I believe, was going to do a Justice League Dark, but eventually dropped out. So are they going to use that story? Are they going to adapt a new one? I'm not sure. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman sequel, because we got some new info on that. So how do you feel about that being taking place during the Cold War?
Really excited for that one. Literally, like Wonder Woman 1, they filmed some of it near me. Like not last Christmas, Christmas before. I come home and found out. So I
remember seeing those pictures that you posted on of the sets. Yeah.
It was in the film for about 4 seconds. That the whole setup down there. It was Chris Pine in the plane flying off, and that was the fault near me. And then they had the walkway where the army soldiers come off the boat with her.
Okay.
That was all that scene there. But from seeing that then, I was skeptical with Wonder Woman 1. I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to work. And after seeing it, blew me away, especially the No Man's Land scene.
Oh, yeah. That movie was excellent, yeah.
Everyone I've seen now has finally been to see it. I've gone, yeah, it was a really good film. So I know now it weren't just my vision because I'd like any DC film anyway. But to see that, I was like, to see everyone else has liked it, brilliant. So really excited for the sequel now and the second one to come. And I think she plays Wonder Woman brilliantly.
Oh yeah, so she is. She kills it as Diana. And honestly, I agree with you. And honestly, I feel like when they first said that it was going to take place during the Cold War, I was a little shocked. You know, I was like, okay. You know, I wasn't expecting that, but I've been thinking about it, and it honestly makes the most sense to me because, I mean, people are already comparing, you know, the Wonder Woman film and films to, you know, the Captain America series. And that's why they didn't go to World War II. They stayed in World War One. But I feel like that's why they're not doing a modern Wonder Woman sequel, like taking place in present day, because we've already seen her in present day in Batman v Superman. We're going to see her in present day in Justice League. So, I mean, you have that whole period of time where we haven't seen her. What was she doing? So I think throwing her into a situation during the Cold War, during like nuclear war, you know, I mean, that was a big deal during that time. So seeing someone like Diana thrown into that situation, I think that she's not gonna be the same Diana we saw in the first movie, but she's not gonna be the Diana that we saw in Batman v Superman and we're gonna see in Justice League. I feel like it's gonna be in the middle. Yeah, like a midway, you know, she's gonna be a little bit more hesitant about mankind, but she still wants to help kind of thing, you know, so I don't know, I'm really, really excited to see that. I think, is Patty Jenkins confirmed to be to direct it, or
not confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure she'll be on board for it.
Honestly, yeah. Like after the success of the first one, I don't see anybody else helming the Wonder Woman sequel. I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers is. I'm pretty sure they're like, here, take it. If you want it, it's yours. You know, I mean, if I was at Warner Brothers, I'd be like, here you go. Wonder Woman sequel is yours.
Well, I really like her, and I hope she does do it. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously the last two movies were the Batman movies that obviously Matt Reeves is going to be doing. I know he said he was going for a more noir-driven version. I don't know if Deathstroke's still going to be the villain. I hope so because they already cast him and everything. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think he's not sure. Joe's not sure either, is he? He's like, I don't know if I'm still going to be in it, but I don't know. They maybe just to keep us off the scent. But yeah, I'd like to see him in the film.
I think he's a great casting for Slade. I think he has the physicality, that Ben's Batman has, and I feel like he's one of the only people in the comics that can really go toe-to-toe with Batman. I mean, physically, fighting, everything. He's right on par with Bruce, So, I mean, that would be really cool. I mean, we can kind of see Batman's limits tested. You know what I mean? I mean, even as he's standing amongst these gods and stuff, another man was able to push his limits, So that would be a really cool dynamic to see, and I really hope that they do stick with Deathstroke. I think that's a great villain to have for the first Batman movie, and I know that Ben signed on for the trilogy. I hope that Matt directs the trilogy because what he did with the Apes movies is amazing. So I really hope that he does the Batman movies, and then obviously we have the Man of Steel sequel that's in early development. We don't have a director or anything.
I'm still waiting for, definitely there, because big Superman fan. But
yep, me too.
We haven't seen it. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Seen his power, like the power that he could put out and he's got. We haven't even seen that yet, and I think I really want to see that. I'd like to see that Man of Steel too. Whoever the villain could be, probably Brainiac.
Oh,
you just don't know, do you?
Yes, I honestly, you read my mind with this movie. I mean, you're right. We haven't seen his true potential come out yet. I mean, when we got Man of Steel, we saw Superman like we've never seen him before, and like now I feel like they can even take that up a notch. You know, I mean, there are so many animated fights from from the animated movies that are just show Superman's raw power. So I mean, I really hope that we get to see that. I hope we get a good director that fits that. You know what I mean? Like I hope we get to see Brainiac. Brainiac is the villain I am praying for. Like I would love to see a live action Brainiac. That would be amazing. I mean, that would be like next caliber stuff. So I mean, the job of the sequel is to go up a notch from the first one. So I feel like having Brainiac as the main villain would be amazing. I think a Man of Steel sequel 2 would be a good time to introduce Kara. Why not? Why not? That would be a good time to introduce her if she was still alive. That would be good. So, I mean, overall, I'm just really excited about their movie slate, going forward. They've changed their game plan up a little bit, but I feel like it's definitely for the better. They found their footing. I personally feel like they've always had their footing, some people, but I mean, in terms of general audiences and just general opinions, those who even didn't like the films or, even the harshest critics of Batman v Superman are honestly on board with the Justice League. A lot of the stuff about Justice League has been positive. So I mean, that's really good to see. It really feels like they're heading towards like the rebirth direction. I feel like that's really good. What about you? What do you think?
Now I think obviously what we spoke about in the video is probably just a glimpse of what they have got coming anyway for the next few years. But I'm just thinking of beyond then, like at Comic Con, they got the banner up, all the characters, same as the beginning of Wonder Woman. I think there's a lot more than just like this next 5-year, 6-year plan they've got going. So you're going to get 2 or 3 films a year, probably coming up from next year, maybe the year after.
Yeah.
For the amount of stuff that's coming, they've got to be putting out probably 3 to 4 films a year. You think like with what's coming with Batman and Gotham City Sirens, and we've probably spoke about half a dozen tonight out of a list of about probably 10 or 12 we know that are going to come. And you just think, what's going to come off that? Because each film's going to have other characters in, and they're showing all these characters, and the fans want to see all the other characters. And also, there's a lot of these smaller characters like everyone forgets about,
Yeah, true.
They've got all the big characters established, but there's a lot of these smaller characters, like things like Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad and Deadshot, and Will Smith blew that away. I love that. So it's just like maybe they're going to get some stuff coming on down the line, and I like the way they're using the same characters on contracts to keep them in the film, like Ben Affleck in Suicide Squad. I didn't even know he was going to. I knew he was going to be in it, but it was nice to see the alleyway scene. But I would like to see in the future all the films, the other characters pop up here and there, like they do in the cartoons. They're having a battle and Superman flies in, that helps and goes.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see stuff like that in the future of the films. But yeah, I'm really excited with what's coming and what we don't know what's coming. And what guts me is the amount of stuff that probably is coming that we don't know about yet, which we're like, come on, tell us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you made a great point there. All the characters that we saw at Comic-Con, I mean, I think that's just a visual proof of just how grand their plan is for their movie universe. And I feel like they really know what direction they're going, especially with Jeff Johns at the helm. I really feel like he's helped steer them as well. And I'm really happy with it. I mean, I definitely think we're going to get to see a bunch of the smaller characters, like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, all different kinds of smaller characters like that. We're eventually going to get to see them. I truly believe that. And I'm just so excited for their movies overall. I mean, like you said, we're going to be getting like 3 or 4 a year. I mean, and I'm excited for that because I'm a huge fan of this genre. And they literally have endless possibilities with their universe, and I'm so excited to see it. Alright, so moving on here, we're going to talk about the Justice League trailer, just a couple things. Obviously, everything that's been said about this, I have Justice League pops, I have Justice League stuff everywhere, I've got the set, I'm ready for the movie. But everything that's been said about this trailer has been pretty much said already. I mean, there's just a couple things that really stood out to me. So but I'm going to ask you first, I'm going to hand this off to you. What are some things that really stood out to you in the trailer, things that you want to talk to me about, or just anything that really piqued your curiosity?
I'd say there was one thing I noticed the other day with the Flying Fox. The toy that's coming out had 2 versions of it, and the wings on the side are different, and the window on the top is different. If you look at them toys and then look at the trailer, obviously you know he's built it and it flies, but there's a scene in the trailer, it looks like it's coming down underwater and it's shooting like, it looked like ice or something on the bottom of the ocean or the bed of the ocean. So I'm wondering, does this flying fox in the film, and then as it goes in the water, it converts, and it's like then this underwater version. Because why is there two versions of this toy? And they've both got different size wings.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're referring to those? Yeah, you're referring to those two scenes in the trailer. I think they put the shots like following each other. It was the flying fox with like the green light under it, and then it cut to like one that was like it was shooting something at like this huge blue wall or something. Yeah. You see, and my initial reaction was that second shot of that second ship. I thought that at first, I thought that was like an Atlantean ship. I thought maybe that was like Steppenwolf's attack on Atlantis, and maybe that was just like, I don't know, but that was just part of Atlantis. I don't know, but you make a good point. Like I didn't see the toys, so maybe you're right. Maybe it converts into like maybe more of like a submarine version that can go underwater. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see the Nightcrawler. So I mean, who knows? But I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I thought it was probably like a peak of Atlantis. So that's good.
And the Batmobile's inside it as well. It carries the Batmobile.
Yeah, true.
Imagine seeing this.
yeah, and then also I wanted to talk about the beginning of the trailer. Because just the commentary, how they had the commentary, they kind of did the same thing how they did with the first Batman v Superman trailer, how they had all those like news commentaries going on and everything. But the big thing that stood out to me, there was three things that really stood out to me. The first one was just how the world is mourning Superman. I really like that. You know, how this world that was, pretty much hated him. It was so divisive on him in Batman v Superman, and we see them like now like, wow, we look how we treated him and he still died for us, Yeah. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel that we're finally seeing him, that beacon of, him being a beacon of hope? We're finally seeing that. How do you feel about that?
Phil, that moves on from like Batman v Superman, where everyone's sort of outside the courtroom and everything, everyone was sort of against him, and that's how they made it feel. I felt really sorry for him in that, because it was like, he's doing all this great stuff. And then everyone started picking on him and getting against him, and who's he to decide all of this stuff? And obviously that courtroom scene happens, the bomb goes off, and he's just like, he didn't know what to do. Like, everyone's outside and he can't save anybody.
Exactly.
And now that anyone who's not seen it, dies while Doomsday kills him.
Yeah.
And the world, I think probably it kicks in then, like, this big hero's been saving us. Everyone's mind changes. Exactly like it does today with everything that goes on in the world. People's mindset changed just from something happening down the street, and then they realise, like, no, he's this big icon, and we've lost him now. So yeah, it's good to see the beginning in that trailer. You say, like, in London with the black flag up on the
with the S.
Shop.
Yeah.
So it's good, like, that he's going to be this big beacon of hope, and probably a big build-up for when he comes back in the film, and I think we're just going to get a massive buzz when he returns.
Yeah, for sure. You made a good point when you were saying how, like, when he died, how they were kind of realizing, like, wow, he's been saving us. He saved the world 3 times at this point. He saved us all. It's like, and in my eyes, it's kind of like one of those scenarios where they didn't realize what they had until it was gone. They didn't realize what Superman was to them, what he meant to them, until he was gone. Until you have a girl who's burning, dying in a building. You don't have Superman to save her, or you know what I mean. Like, that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously you have the other metahumans, but at that point in the film, they hadn't come out into the light yet. In Batman v Superman, they hadn't come out into the light yet. They hadn't come out, saying, "Oh, here, I'm the Flash. I'm gonna go help you." You know what I mean? They were all just kind of incognito, like doing their own thing. They were kind of, the Superman stepped out, but I'm not ready to do that. So it's like, I mean, it's kind of like they realized what they had. They didn't realize what they had until it was gone. And I mean, like, Superman, those that say that this Superman, there are some people that say that this Superman hasn't earned that yet, being that beacon of hope. And, I respectfully disagree, because, like I said, he saved the world 3 times. He saved the people on the oil rig in Man of Steel. He saved the soldiers. He saved Lois. He saved Lex from being punched by Doomsday, who had his mom almost killed. He saved the world 3 times. So, I mean, in my opinion, he's definitely earned it, so I think you're right. I really think that it's just the perfect build-up for when he returns, and I think that's going to be a great moment. But another thing that I want to talk about in the beginning, this is just really brief, but we get that little glimpse of dialogue that says Lex escaped from Arkham. Or, I don't know if it said that he escaped from Arkham, but all we know that it says something about Lex being in Arkham, and we know that from Batman v Superman. But the one thing I want to, bring up to you about Lex is that scene that we saw, the communion scene in Batman v Superman, he got all that knowledge. He's one of the most dangerous people on the planet right now. Yeah. So, like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel? What do you feel his role in Justice League is going to be? Do you think it's going to be big or important?
think we know he's in it because when I was at the City of Heroes, Ray Fisher said that he'd been filming with Jesse Eisenberg for the film, and I thought, there's a little tease there, like he is in the film, so we know Jesse's going to be in the film.
Wait, Ray said he was filming with Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah. His wording was, I think I got it on video actually, but his wording was like, we've just been like finishing some scenes in the Justice League with Jesse and blah blah blah. Then he started talking about a bit of Broadway and stuff like this. It was like conversation, and then in my head I clicked on it. He's been filming with Jesse, so obviously Jesse is in the Justice League.
And they have a scene together. Wow.
Exclusive there, everyone.
Yeah, so. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, that means that he could really have an important role in the movie. I mean, it would make sense since he was kind of the one that triggered the beacon for Darkseid to come here, at least as far as we know. So, I mean, it would make sense. Yeah, exactly. So, it would make sense. Wow, that's awesome. That means that he might have some scenes with the League. He might actually play a really, really important role in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. And
wow.
More importantly, Cody, the ending of the trailer.
Oh.
Drink and the two rumbles. Two persons landed, and the little bit of green in his glasses. Now, to me, in the glasses, that's just like reflection from inside the house. But
yeah, I agree with that.
Green, it's the Green Lantern symbol. Would the Green Lantern symbol light up, or is it just his ring?
Yeah, exactly.
Did every land with the Green Lantern next to him?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I personally don't think they intended this scene to cause as much controversy as it did. I mean, it's like I said, the entire trailer was about Superman. He wasn't even there. They talked about Superman. The music was pretty much homage to Superman. So in my eyes, it would make most sense that it is Superman because Alfred even emphasizes hope. And I think that Alfred is outside because on the scene where it pans up from the glass to Alfred, we see the moon. So I don't know if it's like a little setup they have like in the middle of like the woods or something, or maybe it's like a setup they have next to Bruce Wayne's house. Yeah, his lake house. So maybe that's where I'm thinking that it is. But the thing is that, I mean, I don't think it's not Martian Manhunter. There's no clue of hint of him. So I don't think it's Martian Manhunter. I don't think it's the Flash. I just think it's Superman. I mean, we saw that scene out of context. We don't know anything leading up to that scene. We don't know who told Alfred that he would come. We don't know anything. That scene was out of context. They put it there out of context for a reason. So we just have to wait, honestly. We just have to wait and see. Like, yeah, I mean...
Would you like to see General Swanwick end up being the Martian Manhunter? Because it's a possibility it could happen, couldn't it? You know,
pull a Supergirl on us, huh? I mean, honestly, it would make sense in a way. I could see that actor playing him. I mean, I could see it. I mean, if it happened, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense, you know. But that's a stretch. I mean. Yeah. We could see him maybe in Justice League, the second Justice League movie. I'm not sure, but I mean, as far as Martian Manhunter goes, I don't think we're gonna see him yet.
No.
I think as far as this movie goes, this movie's gonna introduce us to the Lanterns for sure. I think we're definitely gonna introduce to the Lanterns, and it's gonna start expanding the league that way. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that they intended that scene to cause as much controversy as it did, and that's just my opinion. I mean, Could Green Lantern be right next to him? Sure, why not? I mean, hey, there's just so many ways that they could introduce Green Lantern into this world. So I mean, we're really just gonna have to wait and see. I'm really excited to see the ancient battle between all of them that I think is gonna kick off the movie. That's gonna be awesome to see. The whole, Crisis on Infinite Earth scenario, the Red Skies, that could be hinting at Flashpoint or other universes within the DC universe. Or the DC Extended Universe. So, I mean, there's just, like I said, there's just so many doors that are opened from this trailer. And it was honestly, it was the perfect trailer. It was a 4-minute trailer that didn't give away any of the plot. The comedy looks great. Ezra's the Flash is going to kill it. Jason Momoa. Overall, I'm just really excited about just the movie in general. I mean, Zach did such a great job. And I just wish nothing but the best for him. Just everything that he's gone through. I just really, really, really just hope for the best for him because this movie deserves to be great, and I think it's going to be great for sure.
I think it will be. You'll still get the haters out there against it all anyway, but for DC fans, I think it's looked so much better than I was expecting anyway.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
There's probably going to be a lot of surprises involved in this one. So, yeah.
For sure.
And it's less than 100 days now, everyone.
Yes, it is. So excited. We're double digits now. Oh, man. I can't even believe it's this close. I mean, I remember the wait for Batman v Superman, and now Justice League's about to come out. So, It's awesome, man. I love seeing the evolution of this universe, and I'm so excited for Justice League.
Happy up there with talking about Flash next season coming.
Yes, yes. Let's talk some Flash. That great. What did you think about the Comic-Con trailer? I actually just watched it for the first time a couple days ago, actually, because I hadn't. I don't know. I've caught up on the Flash. I just didn't. I didn't really notice that it came out just because of Justice League and everything like that. But what did you think about it? I thought it was a pretty good trailer.
I liked it. I know, and it's always bad time with a Comic Con because they've normally only filmed like the first and second episode. So what you've seen in the trailer is just literally a couple of minutes, maybe, of like what they've filmed. So obviously it's fair enough, but from what they put together, what they had filmed, I like the look of it. Again, when we was talking earlier, like the samurai.
Yeah.
With his comic book name, people will kill me for that.
Yeah, same here. I'm not sure his comic book name, but
main villain, is he a recurring villain? Is he one of these one episode villains that's gonna pop up? I don't know. Interesting to see Barry in a new suit that they've modified. I can't wait to start and what's going on there. Whatever powers he might start doing this season. And I think the Flash is going from strength to strength. I think season 1 and 2 have been brilliant. Season 3 sort of went backwards a little bit, but season 3 with him as Savitar, so it was really good. I just think season 3 wasn't as strong as the first 2 seasons, definitely there.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next season, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, the first two seasons were awesome. I loved them. The third season, I still really enjoyed it. I kind of took a break before watching it. Like I waited until the whole season was done to watch season 3, so that way I could just watch it all in one take. But I didn't really know who Savitar was. Like I knew who he was, but I knew it was like a version of Barry, but I didn't know exactly how. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's interesting. It just the thing about season 3 for me was that it was just following the same formula of the other two. It had like the speedster as the main villain. It was playing the safe kind of formula. Like they were going with the formula that worked. I know that in the beginning they really kind of, threw a curveball because they did that Flashpoint and they really changed up everything there and did their own version of Flashpoint, which I thought was pretty cool. And I really love the actor's name who plays Jay Garrick, the real Jay Garrick Flash, the actor that played Barry's dad.
Yeah, John Wesley.
Yes, I love him. I honestly love him. I didn't really watch the original Flash show, but I just seeing him on this show, I love every scene that he is in. Him as Barry's dad was amazing. Their scenes together in the first 2 seasons, literally, those were the moments that really made those seasons for me. And then seeing him as Jay Garrick, I loved seeing him as Jay Garrick. I thought that was perfect. And so hopefully we get to see him in season 4. But I think you're right. I think you're right too. I think that what we saw is a lot of early stuff. I feel like a lot of the stuff we saw in that trailer is like from the first episode, maybe the second one. But I definitely think that glimpse of the Flash running in the suit is Wally. I think because we've seen behind the scenes pictures of him in the suit, so that's cool that he's gonna step up to be the Flash. That's gonna be awesome to see. But how do you feel that they're taking kind of like a rebirth route? Like now they did the Flashpoint, and now they're doing rebirth. Like how do you feel about that?
This is like we'll watch this as a family. It's the only show we'll watch as a family. Like my stepson and my wife, we all sit down and watch that when that's on every week because they're into it. Yeah, and it's just like. I keep saying, still don't forget, he's still not gone back to the original timeline yet from like season 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's not.
I wonder now if he's even ever going to get back there, or he's just going to. It's quite scientific, but is it just going to keep going there, and they're going to go on this other route, and eventually he ends up getting back there? I don't know. I thought he was going to get back there last season, and they ended it that he didn't. So I wonder, will he get back there in next season, or are they going to start exploring like Dr. Wells? He's been like sending videos into the director and that of him doing different versions of himself, like comically. So they're saying that there could be 50 versions of Harrison Wells. They'd like to explore quite a little different worlds of Harrison Wells.
Yeah, I honestly think they might go back to that original timeline, or they might just bring Barry back to the timeline that they've been in season 3. The timeline that was kind of fixed but not perfectly fixed, just because it is very similar to the timeline that Barry was in originally, so I think they might just stick with this timeline. There's not too much that's different, But I mean, I don't know. It's just I'm really excited to see it. The suit looks great. I think the suit that we're gonna see is the suit that we saw future Barry in last season. So I really liked that design for the suit. I thought it was the best design for the suit we've seen yet, for sure. I'm really excited. I'm really intrigued to see what they do with Caitlin, because Caitlin obviously. She's not. We saw that glimpse of her. She wasn't Killer Frost. She might have those, pieces of jewelry that help her out. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's we see her in the trailer anyway, didn't we? Briefly.
Yeah.
I think they've worked on like the pendant she was wearing, and maybe she has now like a ring or this bracelet on to keep her powers in. But I think she said like she's what did she say? She said some words at Comic Con like someone asked her about, oh, have we seen Killer Frost now and that's it? And she said, oh, would you like to see more of Killer Frost? And they all said yes, and she was like going ahead with it, so she knows that you are going to see Killer Frost again. I think she plays great Killer Frost as well. So yeah, so during the season we're going to get to see her back as being a baddie again, I hope.
Honestly, yeah, like I agree, and I think that this version of Caitlyn that we saw in the trailer, I don't think that she's gonna be the Caitlyn that we've seen in the show up to this point. Like I feel like yeah, the Killer Frost is gonna be contained. She might have a couple pieces of jewelry to help that, but I feel like the Caitlyn that we're gonna see is gonna be a little bit more outgoing. You know, she's not gonna be as like polite and petite. You know, as she was. You know what I mean? Like I feel like she's still gonna have that side that cares. But she's going to be a little more edgy, I guess is the word. You know, she's going to be, like, that's the best word I can describe it. Is it like that Killer Frost is going to make her personality a little bit more edgy. And, like, so I'm really intrigued to see what they do with that. And also how Iris said in the beginning of the trailer how Barry, you know, she promised Barry that she would run as fast as she can. So I'm wondering if now she's going to kind of help, you know, step into that leader role at Star Labs and kind of, you know, help coordinate the team while Barry's gone. You know, maybe she feels that's her responsibility. Since, you know what I mean, since she was with Barry and, like, maybe she just feels responsible for it. So maybe she feels it's her job to get this team back and doing what they do best. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think whether, she'll get the team together and push it forward, maybe, you know? Like Cisco's going to work on the suit. He's going to have a new version of the suit. Caitlin's going to be there. I wonder if any new team members might pop up, you know?
Yeah, true.
What's his name? The guy from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I was just thinking, isn't it, what is it?
Is it Tom?
I'm not sure. I don't remember his name either. We're going to get heat for this too.
Because that was really bad. But anyway, the guy from Harry Potter is like, if he's going to be in it, I know he sort of, towards the end of last season, he was coming into the team. I
remember his character's name. It was Julian.
Yeah,
that was Julian. Yeah, that's it. All right, yeah. I honestly, I really liked his character. I liked him and Caitlyn. I hope we get to see more of him in season 4 because he was a really good asset to the team. You know, he really helped them. So, I mean, I would really like to see more of him there. And I like how we see Cisco saying, you know, I miss my friend, you know, because we were at one point at season 3 where, I mean, I don't know if it was the other timeline that Barry went to, but there was that point where him and Cisco just wanted nothing to do with him. He was saying, like, why couldn't you save my brother, you know? You could go back in time and save your mom, but why not my brother? And that was hard to see because they were best friends, and I really like that they're back at that point. You know, Cisco's like, I miss my friend, you know, like, we need to bring him back, and we see them doing that at the end. We see that they tease that they're bringing Barry back, and honestly, like, I feel like that's going to be a cool moment to see Barry come back, you know? I mean, I personally think it would make that moment a little more powerful if they teased it for a couple episodes. Yeah. Let Barry be gone for 2 or 3 episodes. Let the team, you know, struggle or not struggle without him. See how the team does without him. See how Wally does in the shoes of the Flash. Because I just feel like if they brought him back by the end of the first episode, it would just be too quick. That emotional impact wouldn't be there. How do you feel?
I think it's going to be, just from what we've seen online, I think they've done the second episode, maybe then some pictures of Grant started turning up in the suit. So I reckon, if not the episode 2, episode 3 definitely, because they're probably only on 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
I definitely think, I think end of the second, maybe the third. If he is in the first one at the end, I think it's a bit quick myself. I think you need to have a couple of him not being here, and then get the story for everyone else. Wally failing or Wally doing well.
Exactly.
Whatever villain turns up, you know. So yeah. Get them, not failing, but yeah, he's the right thing. Not doing so well. Why he's not here, and then he gets to get back. So yeah.
Exactly, because yeah, it would make his return like a lot more epic. Like they would really need him, and then he comes back like when they really need him the most, you know. And then it could also open up some interesting possibilities between him and Wally, because Wally could be stepping in, you know, the shoes of the Flash. So when Barry comes back, I mean, obviously he's going to be happy to see Barry. I mean, everyone is. But then, is he going to miss being the Flash, not Kid Flash? Is he going to miss being the Flash? So could that cause them to butt heads? Who knows, you know? What do you think about that? Could they butt heads a little bit?
He might do. He might come back and not like it. You know, Wally's a bit cocky. Wally might think like, well...
Yeah, because Wally loves being a hero.
I've had to step up and start saving everybody. You've not been around. Or it might be... Grant comes back and Wally's just like, hey, yeah, you're back. You take over and I'll carry on helping you, and it's all just like nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Wally. He's like his cockiness. He's like the comic books.
Yeah.
You know, he reminds me of this sort of guy, and just goes and does stuff.
Yeah, he's confident. He loves being a hero. He likes being in that spotlight. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's okay with just being, next to Barry, not in the center. But I feel like Barry would. He's already seeing Wally as a hero, and I feel like he's going to let Wally, really. He's going to see Wally as an equal. He's going to be like, you held it. You held the fort while I was gone. You helped people while I was gone, while I couldn't. So, I see us as equals now. So there's just so many possibilities they could do with season 4. I'm really excited to see it. I'm really excited to see the non-speedster villain, what that they're going to do, because it's going to add a whole new dynamic to the show as well. But overall, just season 4 is going to be great. I can't wait till October. It's going to be amazing.
Just all the shows to come back, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I actually need to start watching Legends of Tomorrow because I haven't started watching that actually. Is it good? Do you like that?
Yeah, season 1 is okay. I just watched it. I like the characters, but season 2 really stepped up, and I think we're having like Reverse Flash in there, Damien Dark, and John Barrowman as Malcolm Burnett, and there's some chemistry there. There's some funny stuff, and then you'll see as it goes on. I love the Reverse Flash anyway, but to see him back in it, I loved it. And it was like little glimpses in and out each season. There's this other story going on. Legends season 2 was good. I don't know about season 3 how they're going to do that. Yeah, I think we're going to get a few new characters. Maisie Richardson Sellers, who plays Vixen, met Heroes and Villains, and she said there's some other new characters coming. I don't know who. So,
awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that show out then because I've yet to see it. So I definitely am gonna have to give that a look. Awesome, yeah. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. We had so much fun talking the DC movie slate with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Paul, for joining me from the UK. I know it's late where you are, man. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a great discussion.
Thank you, Conan. It's been brilliant. It's been a really good experiment.
Yes, indeed. I really hope we can do more stuff like this in the future because this was great. If you guys would like to see more of this stuff, just let us know down in the comments below because we'd love to do more discussion videos like this for you guys because we love talking DC. It's amazing, and we just love DC, and we know you guys love DC, so we want to bring this content to you guys. Go ahead and throw me a like and subscribe for more awesome content. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.